Hey everybody, Stuart Jean here, Musicians Institute, Hollywood, California with Drum Magazine. This is our second video on running tracks. Last video we looked at just using the Show One app and uploading tracks into the app and some of the customization and ways you can set up the tracks with the clicks and all that. And now today I'm going to show you a simple way to run tracks to the house, just mono tracks, and you know, if there's only one channel available for the tracks in the PA, and just a simple setup if you're new to this and want to get into running tracks and don't want to get overwhelmed with too many options. This is a super stripped down version that works, and you know, you start doing that, you learn that, and then you can go from there. But this is very simple, it's very portable, and it's very user friendly. So check it out. Thank you. I'm going to open Show One. I'm going to go down here to Settings, this fourth option. And we have Volume and Pan, we have Click Settings, Outputs, MIDI, and Support. We're going to look at Outputs, this third option. And if you look at the top here, Output Mode, we have 2-channel and 4-channel. You know, if I select 4-channel, you see that it highlights and there's some other options. But for right now, we're going to stick to 2-channel mode, which will give us on the, you know, we just use the 1/8 inch out or lightning out. One side of the output will be count off, if you want the count off, verbal count off generated from the app, and your click. The other side will be your tracks. All right, hey everybody, here we are at the kit. So we are looking at how to run tracks using this Show One app on a phone, or some sort of device. An iPad would work as well. This is a situation where we're doing this as simple as possible. So, you know, this is for people that maybe you want to get into doing this and you don't want to get overwhelmed with options and have just too much complicated stuff going on. You can go from there. I like to start simple and build and see what my needs are. But let's start with the bare minimum. And let's say you're in a situation where front of house, or you know, the PA really only has one channel available for tracks, but you want to use tracks. So this is a super minimal setup. This is great for flying to different places, doing fly dates. You can have a nice stripped down setup. So let me walk you through this thing. Bear with me. We have our phone. We have the Show One app. I like to use a phone that I'm not using anymore. I've upgraded to something new, and this is a great way to repurpose a phone to use it for click and tracks and files and stuff like that. Purely gig ready type of phone. So down in the dock, I just have the Show One app by itself, so I don't accidentally click something, because a lot of times I'm getting this stuff going as I'm playing. So I just want to be able to hit that. And then here's tracks up here, and we have a bunch of tracks. So what we also have here is a super simple mixer, just a couple channels, very portable. You could go smaller, you could go bigger, but I'll show you how we're going to use this. And we have a direct box right here. Okay, so let's start out with simple type of cable. We have a stereo 1/8 inch right here, and it splits into a left and right mono quarter inch. We're going to take the 1/8 inch and put it in the phone like so. Maybe you're rocking Lightning, or you could use Lightning if you have the little adapter with that, you know, if you have a phone without a headphone jack anymore. So that'll work as well. It's good to have a bunch of those handy if you need one, because those go missing. And now what we're going to do, the way this app pans everything is you load a track in, like I showed you in the last video, no click merged with that track. Make sure the track is just the track, the sounds you want. It will be mono in the house, but just no click, okay? Because the app generates the click, and if you want it to, it generates a count off as well. And we're going to hear that, and I think I have it wired properly, so you'll be able to hear it if you're listening in your headphones. What we do is the tracks are on the right side, red for right, and the click and the count off are going to be coming out of the left side. So with this setup, if we want to be able to pan everything center so we're not hearing it how it's generated. If we don't want to hear the click on one side and the tracks on the other side. And we also want to be able to control levels on our own without affecting the front of house. Okay. So in this situation, again, super stripped down, we are going to take our click, and no one else in the band is necessarily going to have it. You're the one that's going to have the click. So you want to set up your count-ins to where you hear a preparatory count in, and then you can count the band in. And of course, you'll be responsible for maybe keeping some light time in sections where you're not playing, just to keep the band in check. Okay. So we're going to take our click side left, and we're going to put it in our mixer. I'm going to put it here, so it's sort of on the left. Okay. And I'm going to be able to control the level of the click and have it as quiet or as loud as I want it without bothering anyone. Okay. And then I'm going to take the track side, and I'm going to put that in my direct box. And I have an XLR cable. I like to bring my own XLR cable as well. And then, the sound guy will love you, because then you're showing up going, here, this is all I need to give you. This end of this XLR cable, there you go, my man. Find a channel, and we're good to go. All you got to do is balance the tracks on your end. And hopefully when you're going from track to track, they're not having too much headache of balance issues, level discrepancies between each one, but they can handle that. So that's it. Now the other thing, so you can hear the tracks, you want to take maybe, like, I have this small mono TS cable, 1/4 inch, and I'm going out of my direct box, and I'm going to feed it back to myself here in my mixer. Okay. Nice and compact. This all fits in a nice little case. Okay. And you would have your headphones here. I'm using my headphones out of the camera right now to make sure that everything is hopefully sounding correct, lining up with what I'm telling you. So I'm going to turn up my, now that I have everything plugged in, I'm going to turn up my main volume a little bit, and we're going to go to the app. This phone would be mounted somewhere, with off the hi-hat stand or off of something. And then this mixer over here, we're simulating front of house. Okay. So, and I'll just pick a track. And then when I hit play, I'm just going to let it play, and I'm going to kind of go through and talk through what we're hearing and what we can control. Okay, so let's just see what we got. We're going to hear a count in we're going to hear 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, the app is saying that for us, and we're going to hear a click at the same time, and then the click will continue, and we'll hear the track. And then I'll start messing around with what kind of control you would have on your end. Okay, so here we go. Hit play.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That was a bit hot. So now, that's just the click right there. And I could adjust that volume. My suggestion to you young drummers out there is don't crank it too loud. You don't need it that loud, and you'll have a better build your own sense of time if you keep that click kind of low. So now I'm going to stop this, and let's do that again. I'm just going to use a different track for some variety. And this is all, the left side is what you're hearing right now. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Now I got the tracks turned down. Okay, so let's do it again. We're going to bring the tracks up, and we're going to start that over. Let me scroll over. Here we go. Ready?
1, 2, 3, 4.
And there's our tracks. Oh. Okay, now you're hearing the separation. I don't have a pan but I don't have pan knobs on this little mixer. You hit my little button here and it separates these channels or it stereos them. So sorry about that. Let's do that again and it'll make sense to you. Okay. But well, here we go. Let's just start it over and you'll hear the separation. So click, you'll be hearing it on your left and the count in, and on the right you'll be hearing the tracks. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Bring the click down. There's your tracks. And here's our click. Okay, now I'm going to turn that stuff down for a second. Now, if you don't like that to where you're, hearing one thing hard on one side and something else on the other side, that separation, you can pan them center like this. And then it feels a little nicer. And if we have to go to another track, it's very easy. While this is playing, let's just keep that going. And we have to get to another song. And here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. Tracks could come up. And it's that simple. Then of course you can make sets. I might have a set in here already. So with our sets, it's great because now we're in this mode. We hit play.
1, 2, 3, 4.
First track starts, and I know what's coming up next. And you can set these playlists up where you see here these have little stop buttons here, but this one has a little triangle down. If I hit info, not info, sorry. If I hit edit, any of these tracks, if I know I have 2 songs, my band doesn't play all track songs, but we have them dispersed through the night. But if I see on the set list or the band leader calls while we're playing a track song, another track song, or if I know there's 2 in a row, I can go here and set up. It'll stop at the end of the track, or if I hit this purple little arrow down, when that one track stops, the next track will start. There'll be some residual click at the end. It kind of depends on how you set it up, but you don't have to start fiddling around. So let's save that, and we're going to go from Can't Stop the Feeling, and I'll scrub forward, and we'll listen to how it goes into the next track. So here's Can't Stop the Feeling.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, great. Now I'm gonna move ahead to the end, the last few seconds. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
A little latency on that one. But anyway, you see how that happens. And you can tweak a lot of this stuff and customize it, absolutely. So there you have it. That's a very simple way to send tracks to the house. You can control them on your own. And if you adjust the volume of the tracks here, they do not affect the house. The house is getting it from this direct box, which is getting it directly from your device. You do not want to adjust the levels on the phone. Get those set, and I like to have those, about there, almost all the way up, but a little bit of headroom. But you're sending a nice hot signal, so the front of house knows that's your level. And there we go. Hope you enjoy it, and I hope it helps. In the next video, we are going to look at running stereo tracks and having more control over the count in and the click. You can have those separated, so 4-channel mode. So anyway, thank you everyone, and stay tuned.